The USS Ford moves in near Iran, but one crucial blunder over Israel changes everything. One reckless phrase, and suddenly, the Arab world turns on America before the Iran clash. Explosive leaks hint at a U.S. plan to hand the Middle East to an unlikely power. A failed secret plan ignites Iran's anger, and Washington's biggest secret is out. A political firestorm erupted far beyond Washington's corridors of power, intensifying the already fragile tensions between the U.S. and Iran. U.S. Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee ignited outrage across Arab and Muslim nations with his latest remarks. In a bold statement, Huckabee suggested that Israel has the right to expand its territory across vast stretches of the Middle East. The controversial comment came during his appearance on the Tucker Carlson show on February 21st. When Carlson asked about the biblical land promised between the Euphrates and the Nile, Huckabee's response set off a wave of diplomatic backlash. On the Tucker Carlson show, Tucker asked Mike Huckabee, and I quote, "What land are you talking about? Because I just read Genesis 15 in the Bible, as I have many times, and that land. I think it says from the Nile to the Euphrates, which is, once again, basically the entire Middle East. What does that mean? Does Israel have the right to that land? Because you're appealing to Genesis, you're saying that's the original deed." Mike Huckabee responded, and I quote, "It would be fine if they took it all. But I don't think that's what we're talking about here today. I don't think it would be fine." Tucker asked Mike Huckabee, and I quote, "You're explaining what Christian Zionism is in your theological beliefs, and I think you just said it would be fine with you if the state of Israel took all of Israel, all of Syria, all of Lebanon." Mike Huckabee said, and I quote, "That's really not exactly what I'm trying to say. It was somewhat of a hyperbolic statement. They're not trying to take over Jordan. They're not trying to take over Syria. They're not trying to take over Iraq or anywhere else, but they do want to protect their people now." Unquote. The backlash deepened as Arab and Islamic governments condemned Huckabee's remarks on Israel's territorial claims, calling them dangerous and destabilizing. More than a dozen countries and 3 major regional organizations issued a rare joint statement denouncing his comments. Released by the UAE's foreign ministry, the statement described Huckabee's words as inflammatory and deeply irresponsible. The signatories warned that his comments violated the UN Charter and undermined ongoing efforts to de-escalate the Gaza war. Several Arab states had already released separate condemnations earlier, voicing strong criticism of the ambassador's stance. Saudi Arabia labeled the remarks as reckless, while Jordan called them an assault on regional sovereignty. Egypt firmly rejected any notion of Israeli sovereignty over occupied Palestinian or other Arab territories.